Hello, online crew. How are you traveling today? Hopefully really well. I want to have a chat to you guys today about something that so many people are getting wrong on social media, including myself. Okay, I'll share with you what I mean by that in a minute. But even since writing the notes of this live and knowing what I wanted to talk to you yesterday, I still stuffed up on this only 12 hours or so ago. So it hits all of us, but for different reasons, and it'll make sense in a minute. But this is what I'm going to talk about today is a real bugbear of mine. It is just something that annoys me, probably quietly. I don't say much about it, but it does kind of annoy me when this happens to me. So as I said, hold this thought. It'll make sense in a minute. But I think it's a really important discussion to have because social media is amazing, but it does have a lot of downfalls. And people are I guess this has hit me in three ways just recently and probably heightened by my own son. So it's one of the reasons that I wanted to talk to you about this today. But the three ways I've been hit with what I'm going to talk about today is from people communicating with me through social media, my son, and the way he's learning to sort of communicate, and something I just did yesterday that I shouldn't have done and I should have known better, but I did, and I'll share that with you in a second. This is not tactical. This is not a funnel. It's not an algorithm. It's not something, that people are getting wrong there. This is something that you would or wouldn't be doing. And it's getting worse. Okay. I know I'm talking a little bit in riddles, but just know this first live video of the week is something that I like to share to help us all be better versions of ourselves, to just, move through life with more integrity and self-belief and, all those kind of things. So it's something to do with you and how you move through life, like we all do. So I hope this live is a little bit thought-provoking for you as well, as my first live video of the week often tries to be. So if we haven't met before, my name is Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain, and that's just a bit of fun because I'm at service to our amazing online crew community here. We hit over 17,000 followers a couple of days ago, so thank you to each and every one of you that has followed my page here. It's just, I just love this community. I love showing up 5 days a week and giving you free training, a lot of my time and a lot of content to try to help you be better in yourselves and your businesses, because that's what we're here for. So I mainly help entrepreneurs, home-based business owners, direct sellers, those in network marketing, build businesses online. So if you want to leverage modern social media strategies and attract people to you and grow an influence, so people are reaching out to you, you're attracting people to you to build your business online, then you're in the right place. But as I just explained, my first video of the week is something thought-provoking, something to do with personal development, personal growth, just trying to be better versions of ourselves, because we can always grow, can we not, guys? You never arrive when it comes to personal development, personal growth. There's always something we can do a little bit better. There's always something that we can improve on to be a better version of ourselves and to other people that we, around, okay? So before I get into that, who's here? I just want to say some quick hellos and then I'll share what I'm talking about today, okay? Hello, Christine. How are you? We've got Heather here as well. We've got Brigitte. Hello, Cherie. Hero, how is everybody? Heather, good to see you on. We've got Cheryl. We've got Laurie. We've got a Facebook user. So if you appear like that, the people that are watching with you in the group can see your name, but I can't because you're watching from the group, but I'm broadcasting in two different places, my business page and my group at the same time. So if you appear like that and you know that was you, you just need to click the link at the very bottom of the description of the video, which says streamyard.com/Facebook. If you click on that link, then I'll be able to see who you are. But I had a great weekend, thank you, whoever's asking that. Cool, we've got Cheryl and Cherie, life members. We've got Yvette as well. Good morning, Michael, how are you? One of our life members as well. Hello, Ellie. We've got Jeanette. We've got another Facebook user. Hello, Beth. We've got Christy from the USA. Good to see you on. We've got Linda. Oops, hang on. Appreciate you all you give. Thank you, whoever that is. I think also StreamYard's dropped some people off lately. It's just a little piece of software that I'm using, if you don't know what that is, that enables me to see who you are when they're watching from the group. Okay. Hello, Gina. Good to see you on. Working at 1% better each day. If we can just learn to be a little bit better each day, that's what, shifts the needle forward. It's when we, for 1 week you go on a diet and you're amazing, but the next 3 weeks you fall off it. That stuff doesn't work. If we just have a higher level of awareness about the little things and we improve every day, just that little bit, that's the stuff that sticks. So it's really important. Hi, Odith, how are you? We've got Haley here as well. Oh, thank you for staying awake for my live. I really appreciate that. I know it's late in the UK. Hello, Cynthia. We've got Barbara. We've got Jeanette. Good to see you. Oh, we've got Nicola from Scotland. Great to see you on. Oh, it's me, Jacinta. So, yeah, you've definitely dropped off because you've been here before many times, hundreds of times. So, yeah, StreamYard's just dropping some people off for some reason. So, let me share with you what I'm talking about. And those that Jacinta, you just reminded me. Those of you in my online crew coaching community, we've got 2 live Q&A Zoom calls this week. One tomorrow, straight after my live, for those in US, Canada type time zones, Eastern Pacific. And then one on Thursday, my nighttime UK, it's in the morning for you guys. So make sure you jump on those calls so you can get some coaching from me regarding your business. And we can talk more about, things like Clubhouse and whatever you want to talk about. Okay, anything to do with your business. Okay, so let me share with you what I'm talking about. And today, this is not tactical. This is you. This is how you portray yourself on social media, how you communicate. And I guess that's the key word that I'm sharing with you today. So I don't want you to listen to that and jump off. Please listen to what I have to say. This is about social media etiquette. This is about communication. And I see it all around me with people that communicate with me on social media. And now my child, who just got a mobile phone for the first time for Christmas, and I'm seeing it with him as well. And it's just not acceptable. And what I mean by this is, if you want to gain respect of people, so people you're prospecting, people you currently work with, people you're already in a team with, mentors, if you want to gain respect from people, definitely potential prospects, potential customers, if you want to gain their respect. To my son, if he wants to gain the respect of his parents, we need to learn to communicate better on social media. Think of it as if you were in person with somebody and you walked into a room, let's say you and I were in a room together, and we hadn't seen each other for ages or talked to each other for ages, but you walked straight up to my face and just said, just asked me like a random question about business or something like that. Would that seem a bit strange? And yet this is what everybody does on social media. You don't talk to anybody for months. I get that from people. Now, don't freak out, guys, in the coaching community or in my network marketing team or anybody I've dealt with on social media. Please don't feel, I sent a message to Helen like that. Just don't freak out on me, okay? It's just communication. But I won't hear from somebody from months and they're like, I didn't get something or other, or I can't get access to your website, or can you send me something or other? And it's like, well, hello to you too. You wouldn't walk up to me in a room and go, I can't get access to my login details to your website. Would you? Like, as a human being, as one human being to another. So somewhere along the line, we are losing respect, communication skills, and the kids are doing it badly. I don't know those of you that have got younger kids, but I'm teaching Zach from Word Go, mate, you can't send me messages like that. He's like, well, what do I do? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you talk to me respectfully. If you want to go places and, especially our eldest, he's at that age where he wants to be everywhere all the time with his friends. The whole taxi thing, mums and dads, do you know what I'm talking about? When your kids are at that age where they're more mobile, they want to be friends with their friends, they're more independent, they're going out more, you can leave them with their friends without being a parent around, but you're the taxi. And, I've had to explain to him, when you want things from us as parents, you have to ask politely. You can't demand anything, and nor should you do that of anyone in social media, nor a mentor, nor an upline, nor a sponsor, nor a prospect. Like, just think for a minute. If you're shooting off a message in Messenger, would you actually say that to somebody that you were in front of as a person? You'd probably go, oh, hi, how are you? I just wanted to ask, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. It's a massive bugbear of mine when people send me messages that I haven't spoken to for months and they just shoot off a question to me. And it's like, okay, I'm just here to solve all your problems, but you're not even bothering to say hello to me. Does that make sense to you? Like, do you think I'm being over the top there, guys? Because I just think, and I don't know where this comes from with me. I lost my mum when I was young. It's not like she brought me up to be really polite, or my dad, he was in real estate 7 days a week, night and day, just to pay for my sister and I to go to college and all of those kind of things. I don't know where this comes from, but I have utmost respect for the people that I talk to. Usually when I'm sending a message to somebody, even if I spoke to them yesterday, I'll say, hi, such and such, just wondering, or how are you? I'll always acknowledge the person generally by name. I think everybody should do that. Don't you? So this is a respect thing. And I think in social media, I hate to see the divorce rates via social media in 5 years' time, because kids, relationships, boys and girls are not learning to communicate and be respectful of other human beings in what they say. They just shoot off messages and talk to each other. They break up with each other on social media. So whether you're in a business online or not, this is for everybody, this discussion. This is just respect for other human beings, and you wouldn't do it in person, so don't do it online. I'm really disappointed in myself today because I did something that if I thought a little bit deeper about it, I wouldn't have done. And it's quite innocent on my part, but I know, and you guys that have hung around me for a while know, that my husband is extremely private. There are certain things that I just won't show on social media because I know it bugs Paul. You've never seen the front of this house. You've probably never seen pictures of our car museum. With motorbikes and memorabilia and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's just things that I won't share because I know it bugs him. Now, yesterday, I innocently, and I won't say what it is, just out of respect for him, but I innocently put something in my stories of him doing something. And he sent me a message only an hour or so ago saying, honey, can you please not share that? You've got to respect that I don't want people to see blah, blah. And I'm gutted, because the last thing I ever want to do is disappoint my husband. And I've done it again. And to me, like, we see it differently. I just see it as, oh, that looks so cute, Paul doing that, and I'll just share it. He sees it as, I don't want anybody to know what I'm doing in my private time with the toys that I've got and stuff like that. And that's just like, my heart sank. So I do it too. But just, that's a more personal thing with family members. But that is also another social media etiquette thing. What are you sharing? Are you sharing things that people don't want you to share? Are you around a group of people and you share it on social media? Have you asked them, do you mind if I share this photo? I definitely do that with mums and kids at school, birthday parties and stuff like that, because some mums don't want their kids shown on social media. So, if one of the boys has a birthday party, I'll say, oh, do you mind me sharing these photos later? Like, I ask their permission. Just little things like that. We have to be very wary of social media. But what gets me the most is the lack of communication and the lack of respect. Like, if you're in a conversation that's flowing, obviously you don't need to go hi such every single time if you're going back and forth in a conversation. But if you haven't spoken to somebody for a while and you just dive straight in with a question, it's just like, to me, I just think it's a little bit rude. I wouldn't walk up to somebody and just go straight into a question without going, hi, how are you? I just wanted to ask blah, blah, blah. Does that make sense to you guys? Or do you think I'm being over the top? It's at me from Zach, my son, who's just got on mobiles, and it's like, mate, to me, it's like, be treated. It will treat people like you want to be treated. What you give off is what you get back. And when people show me respect through the written word, through Messenger and stuff like that, then I will respect them back. If you're short with people, that's what you're going to get back. It's the same thing that I say in video challenges. Just smile. When you smile, Just think of like you walk down a street and you don't know somebody, but you're just walking past them and you smile. What generally happens, guys? Somebody is more than likely to just smile back. You just acknowledge each other. You just smile. If somebody's walking down the street and they're grumpy as, and they've got a really angry face, you're kind of looking away going, oh, I wonder what's wrong with them. What you give off as a human being is what you'll get back. It's bottom line what I'm trying to say. And don't use Messenger. Like, I have people in my life that won't have a conversation with me, but they'll be very quick to shoot something off in Messenger, like that's quite rude. And it's like, don't do that. If there's a problem, get on a Zoom call, like have a conversation. Don't hide behind social media. Don't hide behind having real conversations. If you're in this industry of building a home-based business and you want to groom prospects to join you in your team or buy something off you, you have to learn to communicate to the nth degree and show people respect. And it should be more about the other person than it is about you. Stop doing the talking and start doing asking. That didn't come out well, but you know what I mean. Show more interest in other people on social media than you do yourself. We're not here to be selfish. We're not here to be rude. We're not here to be disrespectful. And I think people do this unknowingly. They just get used to just, social media is so instant. People just get so used to just shooting things off. So I think people do it sometimes unknowingly. It's just, oh, I've got a question, I'll just shoot it off and ask it. But I think we really need to take a step back and be a little bit more polite and learn how to communicate on social media like we do as human beings. Does that make sense? And I just want to share with you some really quick tips. So just bear with me. I'm just going to run through them, and then I'll look at your comments as to see whether you think I'm over dramatizing this or not. It's just something that gets up my nose and I'm just sharing it. So first and foremost, what I always say is always be a human before a marketer. And that's all this is, guys. Just be a human and be polite and say hello and care about other people, more than you care about yourself. It's just being a human before we're a marketer. If you can do that in this industry, it will serve you well. You will get the respect of people around you, your friends, your colleagues, potential prospects, mentors, sponsors, all those kind of things. Just be a human before you're a marketer. Be polite. And these are just things that I brainstormed. And as I said, I've slipped up. I wrote all of this last night. And then I put something in my stories regarding Paul, and he obviously didn't see it until this morning. And he sent me the message going, honey, can you please not do that? But he didn't say it, but he probably could have easily said, how many times do I have to tell you? So I've disrespected my own husband by something I put on social media. Innocently, yes, but we have to be very conscious of things like this for our loved ones, as well as, communicating with other people. But be polite and respectful of other people as you would if you were in front of the person in a room, okay? Say hello or address the person by name. People message me cold from my business page all the time, and they're messaging my page like they know they're messaging Helen Martin, but they don't even say, hi, Helen. Like it just gets up my nose. Be careful who you badmouth on social media. Be careful what you write on social media. Be careful what you put in Messenger. Anything that you write that is bad-mouthing someone else, having a go, and your facts may not even be right, but that can be screenshot and sent to the person that you wrote about. You never know. So, just social media etiquette. Again, think very carefully before you speak badly of somebody or write something in Messenger to somebody else. If you've written it, it can be used against you. I did that once. It was probably about a year or so ago now. It was somebody in my team. It was somebody a lot higher than I am, was looking for some support on something. So we were messaging back and forth, and I said, no, I actually agree. I don't, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's a good idea. We did that in our previous company. It didn't work well, blah, 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 blah. So I was just showing my support of that person. That person screenshot what I wrote and send it to somebody really, really high above. And that person messaged me and said, I would like to talk to you. And then had a go at me for what I was saying. And it's like, how dare you, to the person who was looking for support, got that support from me, and then used it against me. And I've since lost a bit of trust for that person for doing that, to me. So you just never know. I was quite innocent in my part. I wasn't bad mouthing a person. I was just saying I don't agree with what they're doing because X, Y, Z. So you just never know when that's going to be used against you. So be very careful, guys, when you're bad mouthing people or what you put in writing. Maybe get on a phone call where it's not being recorded or something. Have your say, let it out in the open, but be very careful about what you put in writing. Even oversharing, like oversharing on social media. If you're going through something tough or whatever, just oversharing your dirty laundry. I mean, people just don't want to hear that stuff over and over again. Don't be reactive to things on social media is a really important one, because you can read something and interpret it in a way that it's not. You can assume something, like assuming things that somebody said something and it means something, or whether when you haven't gone to the source and sorted it out. Oh my God, how many dramas does that cause? When somebody assumes somebody's said something, done something, thought something, and it's not the case at all. It's not reality at all. Social media is really bad for that. So you've got to be careful about those kind of things. If you just go to the source and say, hey, can I just have a conversation about such and such because such and such has been brought to my attention, just deal with stuff with the source, not, third-party stuff. Understand each platform's practices as well. And a good example of this, I'm going to talk more about this tomorrow regarding Clubhouse. There is an etiquette, like a bit of a social media etiquette on how you, what you do on Clubhouse. So just, so hold that thought until tomorrow if you really don't know what I mean by that. But, there is an etiquette on each social media platform as well. So make sure you're aware of that and conscious of that, as well. Just be you, be real and genuine. Don't try to be somebody that you're not, because people can see through it. That's what sets you out, apart from the crowd. And that's why we brand ourselves on social media, because it makes you stand out from the crowd. If you're in a company where, there's hundreds of thousands of distributors or ambassadors and they've all got the same products and they're all in the same company and they've all got the same thing, and that's all you post about on social media, that doesn't make you stand out from the crowd. You're just sharing something that everybody else is. So, just remember to be you and be real and genuine, but be thoughtful and respectful, and learn how to communicate. That's how you get respect of people. So how we carry ourselves on social media builds a reputation. Would you agree with that? How you carry yourself off on social media will either help you to build a good reputation about who you are and what you enjoy and what you like and how you carry yourself and how the way you talk to people. It'll either be good for you or not good for you. But remember, what you do on social media, that's your billboard. That's how everybody's perceiving you. So just remember, it builds your reputation in some way, good or bad. Okay. Things like don't spread fake news. That one I spoke to you guys 2 or 3 weeks ago, somebody, and it's not new, but in the settings where you can change off Facebook activity, and somebody ran with an article from 2 years ago, not realizing it was that old, and said, Facebook's collecting all your data and you've got to turn this thing off. And it was fake news, but everybody jumped on it because no one bothered to find out whether it was actually true or not. So be careful of spreading fake news, because it actually just makes you look bad. If you haven't sort of researched, is this actually true or not? Maybe I'll go to a source that actually knows what they're talking about, or they can research it and find out whether it's true or not, those kind of things. And you know what, leaders, and this has come through so strong in listening to a lot of rooms in Clubhouse, over the last, couple of weeks. Leaders are always edifying the other person that they're talking to in a positive way. They're all, they're like Clubhouse. If you don't know much about it, it's all about collaboration, and it's just a talking platform. There's no posts, there's no videos, there's no texting, there's no commenting. It's just people talking. And you know what I love about it is it's bringing back communication. It's bringing back people just having genuine, real conversations. It's people giving free advice with no agenda attached. Nobody's going on Clubhouse pitching their business. Everybody's sharing amazing, valuable, insightful information. You can get into a room and just learn. But the leaders are all edifying each other, saying how amazing everybody is. It's just a really polite, respectful, amazing experience. That's what I'm finding from Clubhouse. Kind of opposite in some of the fakeness we see on social media sometimes through different platforms. Does that make sense? So edifying the people that you work with, saying nice things about people. And I'll just leave this with, I've got other things, but I'm probably making, honing in my point. Just treat people like you want to be treated. If you want to be respected, if you want people to think, oh, she's a great girl or he's a great guy, then treat people the same way. I say that to my boys all the time. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Treat people like you want to be treated. And when they're at each other and they're fighting and things like that, I'm saying to them both those things. Don't say anything unless it's nice. It's a waste of space. And what you give off is what you get back. So you yell at your brother, what he's going to get back. Parents can learn this, as well. What you give off is what you get back. You yell at a child, what do? What do they naturally do? They yell back. It goes nowhere. There are some really angry families out there that just yell at each other. And what does it solve? Just angst, stress, anxiety, blood pressure issues. Everything just escalates from there. If you want a different result, then give something different off. Be nicer. Treat people with respect. Say things differently. Try to understand where somebody's coming from rather than judge them. All those kind of things. I just think social media etiquette, we need to raise our level of awareness of how we talk to people, how we communicate, how we resolve problems, how we resolve conflicts, because people are very quick to shoot something off on social media that they would never say to somebody's face. Have you found that? Have you ever experienced that? Have you been on the receiving end of that? Where somebody shot you through a message, but I bet they wouldn't have said the same thing if they were standing in front of you as a person. So we've got to learn social media etiquette because we are in a business where we build relationships. And social media doesn't overcome that. At the end of the day, you can have a level of automation. It could be a Facebook ad. It could be a funnel. You could get leads through, a post you put out. So there's a level of if you do attraction marketing well, you can attract people to you. But at the end of the day, people will buy something off you or join you in your business because they trust you and respect you. So it's something I think we could all do a better job of, as long as, being respectful of our loved ones and what they do and don't tolerate on social media as well. And our kids, teach your kids to be more respectful on social media, because this is where we're heading. This is the new generation. They are growing up with social media. Our whole world changed in this household when the boys both got laptops. We pay for them, but the school provides them from year 8. Every kid has got their own computer. And, our world changed from that point. It's just social media. I love it. I love the opportunity it gives us. I love the people that we meet and connect with, and the team that I get to build around the world, the same as you guys, and the amazing people that we've built amazing relationships with. There are people in this crew here that I've never met in person, but I deeply care about and have their back, and they have mine, and yet we've never met in person. Social media affords us amazing things. But I think we also need to be respectful of just human relationships at the same time and how we treat people through social media. Do you agree, guys? Let's have a look at what some of you guys are saying. Barbara, makes perfect sense. Yes, treat others the way you want to be treated. Heather, absolutely makes sense. Nicola, completely agree with everything. Manners cost nothing. And that's the thing. Such a great point, Nicola. It costs nothing to be nice. It costs nothing to be nice, but you got to earn respect. You don't just get respect. Leaders, if you're learning to be a leader, you've got to earn respect from your team, and being polite. And if people aren't polite back, then teach them, mold them, mentor them, but don't yell and scream at them. But leaders that yell and scream at people are not really leaders. You've got to mentor people and help them get to where they want to go. Yeah, you have to have tough conversations, but it's just tough love. It's not, necessarily a bad thing. Respect, begs respect. Absolutely. Are you doing a video challenge again? Yes, 1st of March. About to announce it soon, but I haven't got anything quite ready yet. But yes, Christy, 1st of March, I'm starting the next one. So hold on to that, because I'll give you more information in due course. Jacinta, great reminder. Thanks, Helen. Definitely think we are all guilty of this, especially when we send a message on the run. And that's social media. It's quick, it's fast, and unfortunately, people expect that as well. So that's a catch. If you always respond instantly and then suddenly you don't, somebody's, suddenly messaging you saying, "Did you get my message?" Like, social media is bad for that. But even if you send a message and you can't respond, I'll often say, "Got your message, but I'm on back-to-back calls. I'll get back to you as soon as I can." That's just out of respect for the person. I may not be able to deal with what they're asking, but I'll often just respectfully respond and say, "I'll get back to you as soon as I can," rather than just leaving it. Things like that. Laurie, it's just remembering that it's more than just words on a screen. It's an actual conversation between human beings. And I think that's the bit that people are forgetting on social media. It's just social media etiquette. That's all it is, guys. I just want to have the conversation and raise your level of awareness so people don't hide behind social media, good or bad. We don't want to hide behind it. We still want to be a respectful human being and keep that communication going. Totally agree with you. Thank you, Veronica. You are not wrong, Helen. I was raised to be polite with people. Cherie, I understand what you mean. I just feel like when someone says, "Hi, how are you?" we feel the need to say how I am, but it's not what some people hear because they see it as being polite, and I see it as if you truly want to know what I'm doing. I feel funny now that I add the "how's everybody doing" in my opening to my lives because I really don't have the time to actually see how everybody's doing. I think you're overthinking that, Cherie. There's just a matter of being polite. And people won't, if you say, "How's everybody doing?" nobody really responds anyway. So it's not really something. It's just, those of you in social media, you've got to love your audience. You've got to, show your audience that you really care for them and give them great value and appreciate them and do live videos and do posts. And those of you that have, you come in and out of social media, so will respect from your audience. Those that gain the respect longer term, people always show up. They're always doing lives. They're always doing posts because they value their audience and giving them valuable information. So I wouldn't overthink that. Most people don't even respond, Cherie. So if I say in a message, "Hi, how are you?" I generally want to know how the person is, but very rarely will somebody actually go into deep and meaningful conversations about how they are. It's just polite. So yeah, maybe not overthink that so much, Cherie. I know where you're coming from. Totally agree with you. Hey, Christina, how are you? So true. Don't badmouth anyone. Don't use social media to vent. No, I agree. You can make a point. Like you can share thoughts about what you're feeling in a constructive way, but you don't want to necessarily. And I mean, I did it last weekend or the week before. I put a post out. Over that entire weekend, I was on the phone to the airlines for, I think it was 8 hours in total. I ain't got time for that. I was frustrated, and I wrote on it. I wrote a post about it, but it wasn't from an angry tone. It was just like, and then I had to laugh because I was on my third person, and then the automated message came on saying, "Our call center is closed now. Please ring back tomorrow." After like a couple of hours in my third person, I just couldn't believe it. But I wrote it in my post like, "Oh, and this is even more hilarious." And then I think I wrote at the bottom, "I do understand people working in the airlines must be under so much stress and they're doing the best they can." So it's how you say something. You can still vent and have a say, but it's how you say it that is the most important thing. Okay? If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all is a good rule, especially with kids. People have forgotten how to have person-to-person calls. When was the last time you actually jumped on the phone and had a proper conversation versus how many times you're in Messenger? Would it be fair to say 90% of your conversations are actually in Messenger or Zoom you're communicating, but do most of your communications happen in Messenger? I'd love to know, because I'd have to say mine are, except for immediate family and stuff like that. If you don't like what you see, social media, you can always keep scrolling. You don't need to respond. Exactly. Don't be triggered. I prefer to keep positive vibes only in my bubble. And I think, and you've got great comments here, and I've talked long enough about this, so I'll go back to those comments afterwards. But, I'll just leave it on that note is, what you give off is what you'll get back in life, generally. If you're a negative person, if you're angry, if you shoot a lot of negative things off on social media, if you don't respect people or you're polite to people, then that's what you'll get back. If you are, it won't always work 100% of the time, but if you're friendly, if you're nice, if you're respectful, I'm not saying don't be somebody you're not or have a different personality than who you are, but you can still have a really strong personality, but be polite and have good communication skills. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I think I've made my point. I'm no angel, as I said. It's just if we can do a little bit better tomorrow and the next day and the next day, then if everyone can communicate a little bit better on social media, then how much better off would we all be? How much better would your teams be if everybody's teaching everybody to be really respectful and people follow? And what you do, like if you've got a team of people, they will follow your lead. So that's important as well when you're building a team in this industry. Okay, so thank you for listening to my thoughts today. It's nice to know a lot of you do sort of agree, and let's just help, the people that we deal with on social media and communicate, and especially if you've got teammates and people that you're working with, let's just raise the bar and help people learn how to communicate better on social media. Okay, so I will see you guys same time tomorrow, and I'm going to continue the discussion on Clubhouse. I started that discussion on my last live video last week. Even those on Android, I know you guys are getting frustrated, but I would still encourage you to listen to the conversation so when you are able to get on the platform, you know exactly what kind of etiquette you need and how it all works and what things mean, so you can just get running with it. Okay, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks for being here with me today and having this conversation. Bye.